Hello, everybody, and welcome to the September update video. And it's only towards the middle of September, so I feel like I'm doing fairly well. Not as well as a certain great British women's tennis player, but you know, we manage our expectations. And to say that Great Britain is now suddenly tennis fans again, we do like a winner. And my God, do we slag off our losers. But it's fine. That's not what this video is about. We're not about to talk about tennis because I know nothing about tennis. I didn't watch the match. I just caught up on the news. Apparently it was a good match. I don't know what makes a good tennis match. I have no idea. Let's stop talking about tennis and let's talk about updates, shall we? So, a lot has happened since the last update video. Good stuff, which is nice. Because I was getting very concerned about money, making a living. I think I've said previously how I'm dealing with my mental health issues now, and how that is just very, very expensive. And I was digging myself into a little bit of a hole. It was a hole I was willing to dig myself into, because I think mental health and getting it treated and looking after yourself is important. So I was more than willing to do it, but I knew I was going to have to get myself out of it at some point, and I was a little bit worried about how that was going to work. But luckily I am now, for the first time in a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I honestly can't remember how long it's been since the whole dark times, but I'm now actually being employed to write for the first time in a long time. It was meant to be a 4-week, hasn't started yet. It was meant to be a 4-week contract, is now a 3-month contract. So that's good. It is paid work. I should be able to slot it in around streams, but there may be occasions, more occasions now, and I apologize in advance for this. I don't like doing it. If I set a schedule, I like to keep to it. But there may be more occasions now where streams are delayed, cancelled. The plan is, if I miss my normal afternoon slot, I will move the stream hours back into the evening, which I know isn't ideal. It's kind of the worst way to approach a streaming schedule, but I've got to try and fit this all in. And make it work. I don't want to give up the streaming. I enjoy the streaming too much to try and give it up, even if I am. And I think everybody is struggling with kind of the Twitch as a platform and just kind of the whole streaming growth seems to have stalled and died. A lot of people are struggling with it, from small, medium and large. People are moving for money. YouTube is starting to offer money to people to move around. I think we're going to see there's a lot of small streaming platforms starting to kind of creep above the creep into the kind of mindset of the average person. That's probably not even true, because I think streaming is still pretty niche, honestly, whereas I think YouTube and TikTok are very average person appropriate. And I don't mean YouTube streaming. I think live streaming is still very niche. It's still a very difficult concept, I think, to get people on board. And of course, one of the main issues with streaming, as far as I'm concerned, is the best part about streaming is the community, the people who are with you while you're playing, chatting to each other. You know, it is, I think, the main advantage of streaming, but it's also the disadvantage, because it means if you're not there at the time, you've missed all that. And as entertaining as the streamer may be, I do not count myself among the entertaining streamers, but as entertaining as the streamer may be, normally with streaming it is the chat that carries people through and the interaction the streamer has with the chat. You know, it's much more a live performance, whereas videos are videos. They're there. What is recorded, whenever you watch it, is whatever everybody else is going to watch as well. And then there may be a, you know, conversation in the comments, but you could ignore it if you want and you just watch the video. That's not what live streaming is. It's the biggest pitfall of live streaming, but I think it's also the biggest advantage of live streaming. But what it does mean for someone like me, who's going to be mucking up my schedule, regulars are going to start to get pissed off. They're probably going to go, you know, down by the wayside. But at the end of the day, streaming was always meant to be the side platform, and that doesn't mean I don't want to give it my all, because I do. But, you know, the kind of writing production side is always what I was aiming for, and this is a big, hopefully, step back from not even a misstep I made, but a misstep I was, you know, collateral damage in which kind of, you know, put me down, put me further back than I'd wanted, to the point where I didn't think this was going to happen again. So I'm glad it has. It came at a very good time for me because, like I said, you know, the kind of money worries were starting to creep in. But I do want to keep streaming going. I do also want to carry on with the Kekiverse stuff. Kekiverse stuff is going to come. I've produced a lot of it this month already. The plan for Kekiverse is that October is going to have a release of something. Probably not every day, but pretty close to every weekday. Something new will release. Now, I don't want to go into too many details about that because there are a lot of different angles and approaches I'm taking with the Kekiverse stuff. But best place to be for updates on that is going to be in the Discord. I will probably create a separate Kekiverse channel just for announcements pretty soon, going forward, probably at the start of October. But yeah, there will be different things. Some of them will be long form, some of them will be incredibly short snippets. And you know, there's going to be a lot of world building, a lot of different stories. There is some recorded stuff, audio recorded. I don't think there's going to be any video recorded stuff, but maybe towards the end we'll see. And then obviously I don't know how much of a dampener on Kekiverse this new writing project is going to put on. You know, all of my writing efforts may have to be put onto that. We will see. But again, the great thing about this writing project is that it will set me up more money in the bank, give me more confidence to next year really launch into the Kekiverse stuff, really try and concentrate on the streaming stuff. And we shall see. So that's kind of the biggest update for this month, is that things may be a little bumpy Twitch stream schedule wise, and I do apologize ahead of time for any inconvenience. Disappointment. I don't know. I don't know how people feel when streamers don't hit their schedule like this, but I want to be upfront. I always want to be upfront with everybody, and this is going to happen. I'd like to promise, you know, streams will never be affected, but I know, having been through this before, I know that that's not going to be the case. And you know, I will try my hardest to get as many streams out Monday to Friday at my normal stream time. If it looks like, you know, there's a certain day of the week where I may have to always do an evening stream, and I think that may be the case. Wednesday seems to be the kind of update day where I think there may be a meeting right in my normal stream time, which I can't avoid. Obviously, when I'm doing my own work, I can do it when I want. I just need to hit my deadlines. But, you know, when you have to start interacting with others, you kind of have to work by their schedules. So Wednesdays may become a evening stream. And honestly, I've been playing around with adding an evening stream, more regular evening stream anyway, you know, in the hopes that I can, no, assuming Rydog doesn't take Wednesdays back, of course. If he does, I would just join Rydog on his Wednesday stream. But it's, hopefully that'll give me the ability to be able to play with more people in chat more often. Phrasing. And Saturday streams will also be launching. I'm not too sure on the time. The idea for the Saturday stream is that will become the D&D stream once I launch D&D, and Kekiverse stuff that's launching definitely mixes into D&D. And I'm actually having to be quite careful of what I release to everybody, because obviously there are certain things that I want everybody to know, but then there are also certain things which are part of the D&D storyline, which D&D being the way D&D works, the players may never see, because they may go and do something completely different, which is the fun of D&D. But I need to, you're going to see a lot of the world building around this. D&D will be using Tailspire. We did make that decision, probably with D&D Beyond as the character sheets, which we're going to use. But when we're not doing D&D on a Saturday stream, it will be a very open stream. I'd like to get some more Jackbox party games in. I'd like to get some more, you know, just things with chat, and then maybe some more board games. I'd like to do some more Stardew Valley board game on Tabletop Simulator, get some more Frostpunk runs in, see if LP and I can actually survive for more than 5 days, 6 days. I can't remember what our record was now, actually. But yeah, I'd like to get some more stuff like that in. Just slow, chill Saturday stuff with a bunch of people. I haven't decided on the time. It will probably be the 1 p.m/2 p.m. UK time start. But that is really dependent on what time is going to be better for everybody else. It will be part of kind of the D&D group. But once the time is set, that'll be the time. I will stream every Saturday. I have a feeling D&D is going to be every other week. So we'll probably do, D&D 1 week and then we'll do something else the other week. Whether it's Overwatch board game, whatever, who's around, Jackbox if there's a lot of people in chat on a certain day, all that kind of stuff. Maybe even Saturdays might become some more world building stuff. Some Tailspire building streams might start appearing as well as I'm kind of moving forward with the Cakeverse with the D&D stuff. All these kind of things may appear, but yeah. So I think in the short term, the final takeaway and kind of the main point of this update is that the next 3 months are going to be busy. I am going to be trying to be putting more of my own stuff out, but I am obviously now going to be working on a project for somebody else. So the last 3 months of this year could be very bumpy. But the main takeaway is I think that after these 3 months, things will become a lot more stable. I am obviously hoping that this writing project does turn into more work going forward, but if that is the case, it will be built in. I will build a streaming schedule around the project. Now, whether that means a complete rejig of the streaming schedule, which I'm not planning on doing now, possibly all my streams may become later evening, and it would be a shame to lose my afternoon streams, but I want to keep on streaming, but I have to be realistic, money wise, career wise, all that kind of stuff. And it's keeping all these plates spinning and making sure none of them fall, and knowing which is just trying to keep none of them full. But anyway, that's kind of the takeaway. It's a good update, but it may be a little bit bumpy just going forward. But I will be trying to push more stuff out kind of around the project as well. The Saturday streams will never be interrupted by the project. So I think those are the good things to do. I think Sundays are going to become my day off, unless Wednesday starts to become my day off, and then I might just do a Saturday and a Sunday stream as part of the schedule, and then kind of free up time in the week to try and catch up with all this project work that I don't know how bad it's going to be, because I haven't started yet. I don't start next week. I start the last week of September, so I don't know how bad it's going to be. So this is all by ear, but I just want to let everybody know that things may be a little bit up in the air for the next 3 months or so. But I will be trying my best to keep everything on schedule. Thank you for your support going forward and in the past. It is much appreciated. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day whenever you watch this, and I will see you all when I see you all. Bye for now.